is the Two of Cups reversed. So for some of you guys, you might have had a breakup or a separation, a relationship that just wasn't working and you had to let go of it in August. Two of Cups energy is definitely a contract that you have to let go of. And then we have the Nine of Wands reversed, the Universe reversed, the High Priestess, Seven of Swords reversed, Eight of Wands, Four of Swords reversed, and the Knight of Swords reversed. Then we have the Magician, Ten of Swords reversed, and Knight of Cups, the Moon, Three of Swords, and the Page of Swords reversed. Okay, Nine of Wands reversed. So in September, you're going to discover that there's something that you have been mulling over, contemplating, and wondering if it's worth defending. And it might turn out to be a situation that you're like, I think it's best that I walk away. You know, that I don't keep pushing my point of view, that I don't keep defending a certain situation, and that I walk away and maybe come back at a different time with a different approach. But the Nine of Wands is kind of saying, like, what you've been doing, though it has changed you and it is really strong, sometimes it's time just to separate from it and flow a different way. Put your energy into something else. Now, in relationship, we have the Universe reversed, we have the High Priestess, and then the Seven of Swords reversed. So let's start off with the really wonderful part of it is the High Priestess is upright. So you are feeling really connected with who you are and what you want in relationships. And that is what's going to be your foundation in September. However, you're going to have some situations arise that you may feel like you're getting slighted, you're getting cheated. But know that you have to look into it and delve a little bit deeper, and you'll see that, you know, you're going to be just fine. And that situation isn't going to, you know, they aren't really stealing from you. They aren't trying to cheat you. It's just that the universe, you know, with the universe in reverse, they're testing you. You know, the universe is testing you to see if you can handle a little rocky road. All right, and so that's why the Seven of Swords is popping up in reverse. You know, it's a situation that looks worse than it really is. And so with the High Priestess energy within you, you have to look past just the outer and look really deep in. So it may appear to be one thing, but it's exactly the opposite. So look deeper in relationships. And so if you're single and you're going out with people and you're like, I don't know. They don't seem that great, actually. They don't seem like they really connect with me. Now, if your intuition in your gut says there's something wrong, don't do this. Listen to that, because High Priestess has intuition like no one's business. But if you're like, you know, I feel tired and I'm hungry and they're annoying me, then kind of look a little bit deeper and see if there's something else there, but, you know, with them that is actually really positive. Yeah, because with the universe, it's just topsy-turvy. And the universe is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is in reverse in this reading. So Saturn is like hitting you hard with lessons because they're trying to teach you quickly. Now, if you are in a relationship and, you know, your significant other says, hey, I'm going bowling, and you're like, no, you're not. You're going out with somebody. Trust them. They're going bowling. They're going bowling. Like, can you sit and be okay with that? Can you sit and be comfortable with them going and having fun and coming back and still loving you? Okay. And in career, we have the Eight of Wands. A lot of choices are coming in. Four of Swords reversed. And then the Knight of Swords reversed. All right, so these three cards, don't sleep. Don't sleep, Gemini. Things are coming in, and I know that you might feel a little worn down, and emotionally, especially, you're just feeling just tired, but things are coming in, and if you don't go after them, then the Knight of Swords is going to take them from you, okay? Because the Knight of Swords is in reverse, so they don't want you to succeed. They are trying to stop what's coming in for you and take it for themselves. So if you think you have something in the bag, think again. Make sure you have your ducks in a row. Make sure you have all the information you needed, and then some. Double check, check again, and check a third time. Make sure everything is right and proficient. Because there's also an air of like, I already know this. I got this. I don't need to keep working on this. Yeah, I know you got it. I know you're amazing at it, but you still need to make sure everything is perfect, because one small slip up in this Knight of Swords is going to slice and dice you into little tiny pieces and then take your place. That was a little gruesome. I'm sorry about that. But do you get my drift? That's when we falter. That's when we falter, is when we get a little too cocky. And so we have to, keep ourselves in check. Don't sleep, Gemini. You are brilliant. That's why all of these choices are coming in. Yes, we love hearing what you have to say. Absolutely. But stay humble. Stay humble. And don't sleep. And by saying don't sleep, I mean get rest, absolutely. But don't wait. Don't wait for it to come to you. Make sure that you are at your destiny before. In abundance, we have the Magician reversed, and the Ten of Swords reversed, and the Knight of Cups. So in abundance, it's feeling like you don't have the tools to make things happen. And in a way, you may be blaming it on something from the past. Like, well, if this hadn't happened to me, then I would be in a different phase of my life right now, kind of attitude. But that's actually what's holding you back, is that kind of mindset of, well, if something hadn't happened to me in the past, then I would be much more successful now. Because a Magician in reverse is like the feeling of not having all that you need to succeed, but it's the Magician. So you do have everything you need to succeed and more. So it's all within you. It's just you feel like you don't have it. But the Knight of Cups is really wonderful to see here, because this is kind of like the beacon of hope. A water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer energy is coming in to help you, to assist you in finding your own abundance. It's, giving you a cup of water in the desert. And also, the Knight of Cups has this energy of coming in to help you realize your own worth and say you are the magician. Even though you feel like you don't have the tools, you have the tools of the entire universe. All you have to do is let go of this idea that the past has caused you all of your grief right now, and realize that all of your joy and possibility lies within the present. All right, in mind, body, soul energy, we have the moon. So we have the High Priestess that showed up and the moon. The High Priestess is ruled by the moon, and the moon energy is here, which, funnily enough, the moon in tarot is ruled by Pisces. Three of Swords, and then the Page of Swords reversed. All right, so with the moon energy, emotions are running rampant. Like it's hard for you to control them in certain moments of this month. And so you could go from a really, really high to a really low. But it's this feeling of betrayal, and it could be from the Page of Swords, so another fellow air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. But usually when the page shows up, it's a message coming into you. So this could be a message of somebody betraying you, or even a way of like you betraying yourself. Like I get this card, this setup in different cards when people, fall off the wagon, or have been really striving to do like a marathon and then take a month of vegging, So I get this card of like, oh gosh, how could I do this to myself? I did this to myself. And seeing as it's a mind-body-soul connection, it might be for many Geminis that situation of self-deprecation, of self-sabotage. But the nice thing about this, though, okay? The nice thing about this is that you can turn it around easily. All right? Because it's all within you. And the moon, even though it's on the rise, it's it goes high to low, high to low, high to low. When it's on that high, take that energy and push forward with it, knowing that it's going to shift, but you'll be okay. You'll be okay with the shift, and you can ride that out. All right, because the energy of the moon in tarot being Piscean is unconditional love. Even when we're on our highest of high, lowest of low, it has that energy of, I don't care where you are, I still love you. And I see you for your truth in the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. So don't betray that part of yourself. Accept it, acknowledge it, embrace it. How beautiful. And even if you get messages from yourself or from others that are conflicting and upsetting, ride it out. Ride it out. Piscean energy is, water too. So go, if you can, go sailing, or, sit in a pool or a hot tub and just let it wash away. All right, Gemini, let's pull it together with the Mother Wisdom deck. And this deck is written from kind of like a motherly perspective. So if you're not a mother, know that you are a mother. We are all mothers of something. Or fathers. Okay. All right, devotion. Isis. And this is the goddess Isis. All right. Okay. Where is the book? Here we go. Devotion. The card of unstinting affection and high sacrifice, Isis signifies an expansion of your capacity to be selfless. Love comes effortlessly, but the hard-won art of devotion gets learned day after day as we put others first. Isis, the Egyptian goddess known as the Mother of Life, affirms the life-giving promise of devotion. Such is the power of Isis' tears for her dead husband Osiris, that they are said to cause the annual Nile flood, bringing fertility to a desiccated land. How does devotion live in you? Does your devotion to others override everything else? Do you feel exhausted by the demands of life? Winged Isis alights now to remind you that devotion depends on a delicate balance of self and other. You must find a way to nourish yourself without skimping on others, and to nourish your children without skimping on yourself. With devotion made sustainable, you will have more energy to intuit the language of love that speaks to your child and others. Snuggles, endearments, food, find a new gesture that conveys your love and loyalty. Let the path of devotion be your work. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss. You're devoted. Your task is to find the right one and then offer it with a pure heart.